Hey, you guys, welcome back to the channel and the podcast. Listen, on the heels of BravoCon, Wendy showing up to BravoCon, speaking, in high spirits, saying these are just allegations, chin up. You know, we need to talk about this deepening fraud investigation surrounding the Osefos. Prosecutors are now requesting additional financial records, and the allegations are getting more serious by the day. So let's get into it, guys. Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind when we rewind. Feels
All right, so here are the details, guys. So the Jasmine brand and so many other outlets are reporting the Bravo couple is accused of holding around 40 credit card and debit cards, some under corporate names and using aliases like Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy to mask their identities. According to the Baltimore Banner, prosecutors are requesting more of the couple's financial documents, arguing the records could reveal a history of heavy spending and potentially help establish motive in the fraud case linked to the alleged burglary at their home. In newly filed court documents, the state contends the Osefos are hiding behind multiple accounts so actual spending and motive can be disguised. The state anticipates seeing purchases as well as returns on the financial records. Additionally, the state expects such documentation to show a pattern of excessive spending supporting motive in this case, the filing states. Their attorneys, however, argue the investigations amount to a fishing expedition, calling the subpoenas overly broad and the timing questionable. They added that prosecutors are looking for something they haven't figured out after 18 months of investigating. Wendy faces 16 charges, including felony insurance fraud and conspiracy, while Eddie is facing 18 charges, also including felony insurance fraud and false statements to police. Prosecutors claim the couple later filed claims for losses supposedly from the burglary and that they used aliases to further mask the activity. Listen, I don't know. Some people are laughing at the aliases, saying Eddie Hennessy. Hennessy, really? Somebody said Wendy stands hate Giselle, but this is what she was talking about when she said Wendy changed after the surgeries because she was turning into another fake HS, keeping up with the Joneses. And I have to say that I somewhat agree with that. I did commentary some time ago. It was, seasons ago after she had the surgery. And I mentioned this too. I said that I felt like her energy was a little bit different and I felt like she was doing too much. I did say, look, I don't have an issue with people doing things for themselves, doing some spruce ups. Your body's gone through changes. You've had babies. You do what you got to do. I don't have any issue with that, but it felt like it was a little bit much. All right. So I have to say that I somewhat agree and know where that person's coming from with that comments. Now I went over to this IG blog page all about the tea because I don't think this woman likes Wendy and Eddie at all. I don't know the history of it, but the picture is wild. She has them in stripes. The background is the prison cells. It's crazy. But you know, they're talking about it over here too. They're talking about it on so many different blogs. You just cannot escape it. on this one, they say officials say the pattern points to deceptive behavior tied to their insurance fraud indictment, while Wendy's legal team calls it a fishing expedition. The streets are talking, and this case keeps getting messier. This is a lot. And I don't even really know what to say with regards to the search and the information that's being put out there, because this is just my personal opinion. I'm not here standing for Wendy and Eddie. I'm really not on anyone's side when it comes to this except the children, because I did feel that this lifestyle, not just her, it's other people too, but right now her and her husband are being charged with fraud. But this lifestyle that she and many, when they get on TV, try to portray to showcase a life that they really cannot ultimately afford like that is just wild. So to have 3 children that are going to have to deal with this, I mean, they're dealing with it now. This is a lot. Money that I would say that they are earning from being on the show and doing their other businesses is now having to be allocated towards legal fees. So that's money that's being taken out of the family, out of the children's mouth, their education, all of the different things like that. It's sad. And what makes this, really even messier is that she, Mina Wendy, always portrayed herself as this educated, above the drama professor on RHOP. But now she's at the center of a major criminal investigation. And her husband being an attorney as well, it's wild. And so, even though there are a lot of people rooting for them, they deserve that. I'm not sitting here saying that everyone should turn against them. If you like them, you like them. Don't stop rooting for them. Don't stand up for crime, but also don't root for their downfall either. So I'm definitely not sitting here doing that. I'm just talking about it, but I'm just also saying that why is this news coming out to the public? Shouldn't that be something that they're just doing behind the scenes? And if you're investigating those things, then just investigate it. Why is this news being put out there for the general public to know? And that is what my question is. I just don't get that part, really. It's like, if you're going to do that, fine. If you feel there's other things that are suspicious and you have, things that you need to do to get your ducks in a row for your case that you're going to be presenting against them, then by all means do that. But why is that being put on Front Street for the general public to know? That's where my question lies. And it's also looking like Eddie could somehow be taking the fall, but prosecutor, prosecution, they just really want to know the full scope of who knew what and when. Because when that info was put out there that Eddie had sent text messages to her asking if there are other high-end valuable things that he could put down to list that were stolen, that actually they didn't even have, that were not stolen, is wild. You know what I mean? And I don't know, but these details leaking out, it's becoming harder to believe this was just a simple misunderstanding. And we are not the judge. We definitely are not the jury, but public opinion is always going to be public opinion. So we got to keep it beautifully honest over here. If prosecution is asking for more financial documents, that typically means they believe there's more to the story. But again, it really ain't any of our business, but it's being put out here on Front Street for us to discuss. And we're going to talk about it. So as more information comes out, we'll keep talking about it over here, guys. But I really want to know what you guys think, because I just think this is so sad. And then we also got to talk about Mia too. That news just came out recently, and I just haven't had a chance to get to that yet. But I really want to know what you guys think about all of this new information that's being put out there about what they're searching for. It's sad. And then, the old trope about the Nigerian scammer, it's it's not fair to all Nigerians, because just like not all black people are violent, not all black women are whores, not all men cheat, and not all it's stop putting labels on everyone. I just don't like when people do stuff like that. And I am not a Nigerian. I'm just saying, It's just not fair. It's not right. So don't put that on every Nigerian and say, "Oh, all these Nigerians do is scam." But hey, if they are found guilty of scamming, then just say the Osefos scam. Don't say that all the Nigerians do it. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.